Good day, people. This is your boy, Political Hamzy. If you like this content, please click the like button, the subscription button, and please don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Thank you. Today's topic would be about militancy in Nigeria. For those of you that have been following what goes on in Nigeria, you know Nigeria faces big security challenges from kidnapping, banditry, militancy, and terrorism due to Boko Haram. But you wonder, why do we have militancy? The main root of militancy in any country is poverty. It's lack of underdevelopment, because we are not reaping the gains of democracy. You have these people of the Niger Delta, where most of the oil wealth of Nigeria comes from. You go there, the environment has been destroyed due to oil spillage, continuous gas flaring, and these people are mainly fishermen, so they can't fish. The waters have been polluted, and they have tried making their voices heard through peaceful protest, through voting, but still nothing has changed. So what's the next option? It's violence. They believe, through violence our voices will be heard. The government will sit up and now do something about this situation. But my problem with violence is that, has anything changed? From my point of view, the only thing that has changed is that you have these militant leaders or ex-militant leaders. Financially, they're okay, but the situation they fought for is still on ground. Lack of basic infrastructure. So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, who were they fighting for? Were they fighting for the people of the Niger Delta, or were they fighting for their own financial gains? But that's something to talk about some other time. Then you have to look at banditry, the herdsmen problem, and Boko Haram in the north. You go to the northern part of Nigeria, infrastructure is zero. Nothing to write home about. No schools, no water, no hospitals. Children are not in school, so they feel there's nothing to live for. Then this guy comes with an ideology. Yes, it's violent, but they look at it, with this ideology, at least we'll have 3 square meals. And they join this movement. Government is not creating jobs. People go into kidnapping. It's not an excuse, but we're not all the same. But you now ask yourself, yes, we blame the federal government for almost everything, but the state government, they also receive monies through the federation account allocation from the federal government. And you ask yourself, what are these governors doing with this money? They're not building schools, they're not building hospitals, they're not providing water, no healthcare, no basic infrastructure. Then you ask yourself, this is why we're having all these security challenges. It's due to poverty and underdevelopment. These leaders, their children, when they're sick, they go to hospitals overseas. When they want to school, they have their education overseas. I have nothing wrong in you sending your children overseas to school. But for those of us in Nigeria that cannot afford to send our children to school overseas, at least give us schools. Give us schools that are up to international standards. Give us a place of learning. When we go there, we know we're actually receiving knowledge. So these are basic things that the government need to do to eliminate some of these security challenges. Then you look at the security challenges, and especially with Boko Haram, some people tell you, oh, because Boko Haram, they occupy an area called Sambisa Forest in Borno State, and this Sambisa Forest borders several states in the northern part of Nigeria, so they tell you it's a very big area, so they cannot really flush out these people. And you look at these people telling you this, and you're like, is it not the same Nigerian army that went to Sierra Leone, that went to Liberia, a whole country. Now security experts are telling us a portion of Nigeria, they cannot contain it. Are you having a laugh? Then we have to look at what we're providing to tackle this insecurity. Yes, we have our armed forces, Army, Navy, and Air Force. But are you providing them with the hardware? Are you giving them their due allowance? Are you providing these soldiers, these servicemen with health care? Those that lose their life in service to their nation, what do you do for their families? You have to look at all these things. Then you hear monies being distributed to tackle these security challenges. And we now hear that so and so Mr. A, X, Y, and Z has diverted the funds. And you ask yourself, this is beyond carelessness. This is evil. People in your country are dying. They're being slaughtered. And you are in an office whereby you have given monies to go and acquire hardware, to go and make sure you bring an end to this insurgency, this terrorism in Nigeria, and you pocket the money while your people are being killed. The problem is that heads are not rolling. Nothing is happening. So it's a cycle. It keeps on going round and round. We remove this person, bring another person, and he does the same thing because nothing is happening. People want to feel safe. Nigeria is now becoming a nation whereby you have very few states in Nigeria people feel safe. Nobody wants to travel. It's killing the economy, business-wise. You have people wanting to come and invest. Yes, we still have investors coming to Nigeria, but trust me, it's not as much as we would have liked. If we can solve the security issues in Nigeria, we'll definitely have more investors, not just through the financial sector, mineral resources, mining, but you have people, tourism, people now coming to visit Nigeria. You even have Nigerians that are scared to come to Nigeria. It's not meant to be so. I implore the federal government, especially Mr. President, sometimes we know they say the president is the #1 ambassador of his country. So I know I've seen Mr. President traveling around trying to market Nigeria. But I tell you, Mr. President, I don't want you to make the same mistake as the past administration did, whereby the president, in his bid to market Nigeria, he was never in Nigeria. So he was never here to deal with the pressing issues. Mr. President, you have a vice president, you have a minister of trade, you have a minister of information, you have a foreign affairs minister. Let these people represent you, and you stay home and deal with these issues. It'll be nice for you, Mr. President, to go to the Niger Delta. Not go there to commission projects or cut any ribbons. Go there. Go to the riverine areas. See the damage oil spillage has caused to the environment. See the gas flaring. Go to communities. Look at it and see for yourself and realize that these oil companies, they're making millions, billions from Nigeria, but nothing is on ground. Go there and see what investment have they done within their states, within their communities. Have they built schools? Have they built hospitals? Have they provided the people with water? Go there and see this for yourself. Mr. President, if you go there and look at this for yourself, when you tell your ministers, I want something done, they will do it because they now know Mr. President has seen it. We can't go tell him otherwise. Mr. President, go to Borno State. Go to the IDP camps, internally displaced persons camp, and visit our Nigerians. Your fellow Nigerians have been caught up in this Boko Haram chaos, and see how they're living. Go there and see the fear in the eyes of people. Then when you tell your service chiefs, I want something done, they will do it because they know Mr. President has been there. He knows what's on ground. We can't tell him A, we can't tell him B, because he has a true idea of things. As I always say, whether we voted APC, PDP, Labour Party, whatever, you're in there now. We want you to work. We want you to succeed. Because if you do succeed, it brings joy to the whole of Nigeria. It alleviates our suffering. We want a Nigeria that can work for everyone. A Nigeria that can be safe for everyone. Not everybody can afford a bulletproof car. Not everybody can afford a police escort. Let Nigeria be safe for the masses. You know, and in so doing this, you also need to look at the remuneration you give our police officers. You need to increase their salaries. You need to provide them with proper training and proper hardware, and give them the right equipment so they can secure the lives and properties of the citizens of Nigeria. Mr. President, I hope this would reach you. Either you watch this or people close to you watch it, and they're not afraid to tell you what's really happening, because Nigeria is all we have. Thank you for watching Political Hamzy. You have a nice week. Good day.